What if I told you that there's going to be a Toy Story 4? No, that's not a joke. Toy Story 4 is scheduled to be released in June of 2019, continuing the franchise with the same cast for another outing. For most people, including myself, this is a grade A example of Hollywood's lack of ideas as of late. If not that, then it's just their resistance to putting a franchise to rest once and for all. Another Toy Story movie? That's unoriginal. You'll probably hear people say that a lot in the coming years. But when the first Toy Story came out in 1995, it was an extremely well-received film and considered something very new and inventive. Critics loved it, audiences loved it, it was the first full-length CGI animated film, and so when Toy Story 2 was announced, audiences were on board. So what brought us from that point to where we are now? When do movie sequels stop being regarded as original and start producing fatigue? The Harry Potter franchise has had quite a big year. After the last movie was released in 2011, the franchise was dormant until these past few months. In that time, we've gotten an 8th Harry Potter installment in screenplay format no less, and a spin-off film in Fantastic Beasts, with the announcement that there will be a total of 5 of these films coming in the next several years. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited, and in general audiences are excited for these films, but I can't help but feel a little bit melancholy as well. See, the Harry Potter fandom said goodbye in 2011. The last movie came out, J.K. Rowling said it was the last book, and the cast and crew parted ways. Lots of manful tears. The fandom mourned its lost friends and childhood for a long time, and finally it was prepared to think of it as a fond memory of a great franchise that would never be replicated again. The Harry Potter franchise caught lightning, quite literally, in a bottle, and to see something like that happen again would be very unlikely. But since 2011, J.K. Rowling and Warner Brothers have done nothing but try to continue the franchise. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child was met with groans and sighs, partly because it was just kind of bad, but mainly because, in all honesty, people didn't really want to see Harry, Hermione, and Ron past the happy ending Rowling had left them at by the end of the series. After that, Fantastic Beasts came out, and while it was met with a significantly more enthusiastic response, probably because it wasn't directly linked to Harry Potter himself, there was nevertheless a pretty large assortment of facepalms when it was revealed that there would be 5 movies. So, what's wrong with the current situation? In a world of spin-offs, prequels, sequels, sidequels, and hybrid reboots, nothing seems to truly end. Hollywood has truly opened up a Pandora's box of possibilities, what with cinematic universes and spin-offs of 80s properties dominating the market. With Disney realizing that there's an infinite amount of characters to make movies about, the Star Wars franchise could conceivably go on forever. Han Solo trilogy, Rogue One franchise, a Yoda Origins movie, heck, in 50 years we'll probably have a Jabba the Hutt solo movie. And while many, including to some degree myself, are happy about this prospect, a prospect of infinite overflowing movies from a universe that they love, some people are getting tired of it. And the fatigue in some viewers' minds may stem from the lack of finality. People feel that if a franchise doesn't have a clear end in sight, if it might just go on forever, then what's the point? And when a series does hit the crescendo and end, like Toy Story 3, but then decides to keep going, that's even worse. This is a bit of an out there idea, but have you ever thought about dying and going to heaven, if you believe that sort of thing, but then wondered what the point of it would be if you just kept living forever without growing old or even dying? What would you be building toward if there was no end in sight? That's the bump in the road many franchises are hitting right about now. To their credit, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is doing a great job of building towards something at the moment. Since Captain America: The First Avenger, the entire universe has had the undercurrent setups for Avengers: Infinity War due out in 2018, and that could be why the universe has been able to last as long as it has. It's got a clear goal in mind. What happens after the MCU reaches that goal is what's going to inevitably cause some controversy. Will they continue the Avengers storyline? Will they start a new age of the MCU with lesser-known characters like Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel? The choice Marvel Studios makes after Infinity War is over and done is going to define whether the company lives or dies. Personally, I'd like to see at least some level of finality after Infinity War. This superhero movie bubble is going to burst someday, and I'd rather see the Avengers end in a blaze of glory on a high note than an eventual box office bomb sometime in the distant future. And maybe that's the ultimate source of this problem. Some people want to see their heroes live on forever. Others want to live to see a satisfying ending and at least have some level of closure. Either way, it'll be interesting to see how Hollywood writers face this challenge in the coming years or even decades. One can only hope that whatever choices they make, movies will continue to up the status quo, and maybe, just maybe, some original ideas will rise above the noise.